Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the KJ3 channel. We have a lot of basketball stuff I have to cover right now, so I know I have a lot of soccer fans, but you gotta understand, basketball, soccer, and tennis are like my big three. They basically make up my life. And this free agency in the basketball season has been pretty wild, and I know everyone's enjoying it and stuff like that, but I feel like most of the people enjoying this are the players from the sucky teams. You know what I'm saying? And not a lot of them have anything to look forward to, but they're probably going to watch the big teams anyway, and they're probably just watching all the bandwagon stuff anyway. So this free agency has been crazy, really crazy on the West Coast, with Kawhi now joining Paul George on the Clippers. I was up till like 5 last night, so I was playing video games with my friends and my cousin, and my friend was like, yo, check Instagram right now. I'm not even going to say anything, just check Instagram. Check Instagram. I see Kawhi on the Clippers. I'm like, that caught me off guard. All right, but then I understood why, as I saw Woj posted that Paul George was to the Clippers as well. So we're going to play this Paul George highlight video from this season, and then I'm just going to talk about what I see in the Clippers and this whole OKC situation with Russell Westbrook now being shopped to trade. Without further ado, let's go. OKC just losing everybody, man. It's ridiculous. And they're also shopping Russell Westbrook now. So Russell Westbrook put in a trade notice. All right, let's first. I first want to talk about like OKC as a whole and how they lost all these players. They didn't want to pay the luxury tax on James Harden, which is why the big three had to break up, right? And then they had KD and Russ. They were one win away from going back to the NBA Finals 4 years after they went there against LeBron in 2012. One win away. And a lot of people like to put the fact that they lost to that they blew a 3-1 lead to Golden State. But people forget that KD choked as well. All right, they like to put that on Russ a lot. They like to say, "Oh, you can't play with Russ playing this way, bruh." They were one win away, and you can't put it all on Russ. Russ, yes, he didn't play at his best either. But if you watch Game 6 again with KD did not play well at all. Okay, so let's just get that out the way. They were one win away from the finals. They picked up Carmelo Anthony and Paul George. Of course, Carmelo left. Paul George, that's who they were supposed to keep next to Russ, yo. That's really who they were supposed to keep next to Russ. And here's the whole situation with Paul George finding his way out of OKC. So basically, Kawhi Leonard was like, I'm not going to the Clippers by myself. So I believe that the Clippers were always the front runner, right? I think they were always the front runner because Kawhi, just being who Kawhi is, it doesn't look like he would really truly enjoy just playing alongside LeBron on LA, big market team, of course, putting up with all the media and all the bull crap that comes with playing with LeBron or just being in the vicinity of LeBron James. And put on top of it Anthony Davis there as well, and Kyle Kuzma, yada, yada, yada. So I think that basically was the reason why his choice was, he's going to LA, sure, if the Clippers can't get me anybody, right? Because I saw the article on ESPN that he contacted Kevin Durant, and Kevin Durant was kind of taken back by it, but he ended up signing with the Nets, as we know. And then Kawhi started to recruit Paul George, and he was basically saying that, look, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. We get to go play in LA together, so why not, let's just shoot it, go for it. So Paul George handed in the trade request, and unfortunately for OKC, I know Sam Presti was kind of taken aback from it, especially considering Paul George re-signed this last year and said he's staying, which was a huge move for OKC because he could have bounced. right? And he stayed and played with Russell Westbrook. In the postseason, he wasn't healthy, so we really haven't seen what he can do postseason wise healthy. I mean, they did play the Jazz last year, but I think the Jazz were on something else last year. They were a completely different team anyway. So I would have liked to see Paul George another year, just give it one more healthy go in the playoffs. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So he had to go to Presti and ask for the trade, which I saw that he was like, he felt bad about it. That's basically what came across in the article. It's like he felt bad about asking for the trade because yes, he liked being there. He wanted to stay play with Russ. So he felt bad about doing it too, but I think the thing that outweighs his decision is the fact that he gets to go home, he's going to a solid team, and he's going to play with the reigning Finals MVP and two-time Defensive Player of the Year. So I think he's looking at his situation, he's like, yeah, he likes it, but could the Clippers be a better situation for him? Most likely, right? So first of all, that's an insane shot. This game I was watching, this was funny. Come here. Yeah, that shit was creepy. You know what I'm saying? So I think that just outweighed his decision that he's like, I have to go. Like, this is the better situation. Like, I know he would like to stay in OKC, but that's the better situation for him going to the Clips. It's weird because now I'm not even a Thunder fan, but I'm getting emotional over the fact that Russ, like, this might be the end. Like, this might be the end of OKC. They're probably most likely going to move this team back to Seattle now. You know what I mean? If they lost Paul George, KD, Melo, who else? They've lost solid players there, man, and they're probably about to lose Russell Westbrook. They're probably gonna have to move this team back to Seattle. And really, it was about just bad ownership on the first part of losing Harden, and then they somehow lost KD. Paul George is gone now, and I get it. He demanded a trade, but the thing is, the players have so much power, like in demanding trades and asking moves now, and just opting out of contracts before they can even opt out of a contract. They have that power now, so it's not unusual. Presti, of course, he was taken aback, but he did say he was gonna go for it, but see if he can milk the hell out of the Clippers for whatever assets they got for Paul George. Because if Paul George wanted to, he could put up a stink and be like, I'm not gonna play any games until I'm moved, yada yada yada. You already know how all that goes. So it's unfortunate for Oklahoma City because now I'm seeing that like it's not really Presti's fault. He was just trying to, like, we were basically saying he barely got anyone for Paul George, but he tried to get the most he could get for Paul George in a situation where he still sends PG to the Clippers, you know, to a Western Conference team. So that basically stacks the Western Conference, and then if Russell Westbrook leaves, you're not doing anything. So the OKC Thunder just might drop into being a mediocre team again. So that's what I have to say about the whole Russell Westbrook OKC situation for the Clippers now. For the Clippers, I ain't never seen no 1-2-3 be so OP defensively. Like, I don't think you all realize how good Kawhi is. You have basically the top two, top three for best two-way players I got in the league are Kawhi, PG, and Anthony Davis. You have two of them on the Clippers now. Two. And one is the reigning Finals MVP. And also 2 times Defensive Player of the Year. And then Paul George is coming off a year where he was Defensive Player of the Year and MVP candidate. And they're on the same team. Put on top of that, you got Patrick Beverley checking whichever matchup he wants to check, really. So let's say if you don't feel like guarding KD or you don't feel like guarding LeBron, you can put Pat Bev on him. It's not going to be a slack. It's not going to be a slack at all. That's things you could do at 6'10", bro. And then he yammed on Giannis. That should have just given him the MVP right there. That's ridiculous. Like, this is what you're... Like, look at this. If some of y'all are looking at these highlights, this is what you're giving Kawhi We talk about giving LeBron assets, and I realize he just picked up Boogie Cousins, but you're giving Kawhi PG. Kawhi just took a team to the NBA championship with no other player as strong as PG. You know what I'm saying? Now he's with he's with a defensive player of the year and MVP candidate. Put on top of that Patrick Beverly, OP defense. Harkless can play defense. Montrezl Harrell, one of my favorite players, like low-key one of my favorite players. I love Montrezl Harrell. I love the way he plays. You put on top of that there. All the Clippers are missing right now is just a solid big man. Because they're bringing, I think they said something about they're bringing Harrell off the bench. Zubac is good, don't get me wrong, but he's not as prominent. And that's why I really think they should have just picked up DeMarcus Cousins. Like, DeMarcus Cousins just signed a vet minimum. Why weren't the Clippers looking for DeMarcus Cousins to add to the team? Because you know they can give him an ass contract. So why not just give him the ass contract? He probably would have signed anyway. Kawhi, Paul George. He would have to make up his mind whether which sounds more enticing. You know what I mean? Like LA, Clips or Lakers. I don't know, man. And then Boogie signed with the Lakers, if you all didn't know that, for the vet minimum. Rajon Rondo, same thing. I think Rajon got a 2-year. Danny Green's on the squad, of course. The Battle of LA is going to be something serious, but I think the Clippers kind of lacked on that. I think they lacked. Like Zubac starting, maybe Trez starting, and then you switch him. That might work. But I really think they should have just hunted down DeMarcus Cousins just for the hell of it. Like, if anything happens, let him go during the trade deadline. You know what I mean? But this for LeBron, he got AD and DeMarcus Cousins on one team again with Rajon Rondo, and you already know that they did really well when all three of them, Rajon, AD, and Boogie, were on the Pelicans. And then you have LeBron and Danny Green on the team along with Kyle Kuzma. The Battle of LA is going to be absolutely ridiculous. I just didn't see it coming. I saw the Woj notification. I was like, Paul George? This man Kawhi done recruited Paul George, yo. He told Paul George to leave, and he got him. Kawhi could have been going to the Lakers. That's wild. I don't know. You guys leave your takes on this free agency move. Like the latest free agency moves, because there's been a lot of free agency moves. But leave your take down below. I want to know what you guys think. Who wins the Battle of LA, and who do you all think is going farther in the playoffs? Because I'll always take defense over everything, so I'll probably take the Clippers. But I think they kind of slipped not picking up DeMarcus Cousins and just signing him to, a 1 year, $1 million. Like, DeMarcus Cousins messed up his transactions anyway. You know what I mean? He messed up his transactions anyway. So I think the Clips could have gotten away with that, but I think they dropped the ball in that aspect. But yeah, let me know what you think where Russ is trying to be traded to as well. I see a lot of teams saying the Heat or something like that. That'd be cool to see Russ and Jimmy Butler. Yeah, but that's going to do it for this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care.